I think empathy is one of the most important things at the moment. We are really living in a world that's not real anymore. Our society has become some very intricate set of rules and thoughts about how we have to interact with each other, and that becomes even more unclear when you're in the digital world and you have to express yourself only through words and emojis and whatever you can do in the digital world to connect, but you don't see the person in person, and you don't feel feel them like being with you. And I think real empathy has become something a lot of people might have lost, or maybe don't know how to really deal with, and especially negative emotions and things that are not normal, like not perceived normal in this world, is something a lot of people struggle with. And I think empathy is the most important thing to deal with all those problems, with a lot of problems we see in modern society. I don't think it took very long for us to realize what we were. We did a lot of big songs, big band stuff with a lot of effects and yeah, just things to make it all sound bigger and more polished maybe. And then me and Heta, we found ourselves in a living room show with some people playing a bunch of new songs and playing a bunch of old songs in a totally minimal way, and we realized that this is, and that's maybe where the empathy part comes in as well, at least the real emotion. I think that's where the real emotion lies, and we could just transfer that emotion straight from our bodies into our instruments and into our performance. And I think that's really what we like. Our roots are not necessarily folk music, roots music, but I think what's so good about folk and roots music is that it the performance of the artist and the emotion of the artist lies more in the front, lies more on top, and I think that's what really binds us so much with that genre. I don't know if truth is necessarily associated with negativity in our time. It's just not really perceived as something that exists anymore, I think. But persistence and fear are very much related, I think, nowadays, because you're being watched constantly, and whenever you do something, people expect you to do it well. And whenever you, because people see you do it right away. So if I say I put out a new song, or hey, a new album is coming, people are expecting a lot, and you have to be very persistent to get it going and really make that thing yours, make it your own. And then when it's come out, when the moment gets there, your biggest fear is that people don't understand it, or that it's not really something that is there in the right place at the right time. But I think we've tried to let go of that for this album, and I think that's something you can hear. It sounds more free, like coming straight from the heart, a bit less caring about what other people think of it. But still, when it comes out now, like, there's still the fear of yeah, I put so much time, so much love, so much effort into this little product that we made, into this big product for us, but it's just like a piece of plastic or a piece of vinyl for some other people, or even just some bits in a Spotify playlist. So the the amount of time and the amount of persistence you put into this product is not as much reflected, I think, upon as it used to be. I think I was raised very religious, and being very religious, you believe that there is some afterlife and that everything will be fine. And when you find out that that's just not the case, at first it might be very frightening, because you find out like, okay, when you die, you just die and then that's it. And at some point I found that that was very liberating and very comforting, actually. I don't have to spend my whole life trying to achieve this special goal to get into that special place. No, it's just gonna be over when it's over. It doesn't mean I have to live my life like a total idiot, but it makes it easier for me to live, and then that's just it. And I think the end of the world, like at the moment so much is happening and everything is visible, and you can see everything that goes right but also everything that goes wrong, and that's especially where a lot of people put a lot of, like, that's the media puts most attention to the things that are going terribly wrong. So you start believing that everything goes wrong, and then the end of the world, where it actually just like the whole thing collapses and humanity just is, you know, got rid of in some way that is liberating to think that, okay, at some point, and it will, like scientifically spoken, like at some point everything just will like totally be gone, and probably something new will happen somewhere else, and that's liberating to me, because it makes everything just a little less grave and a little less heavy to think about. And I think that's what we're trying to, if you listen to the last song in the album, Ode to the New World, that's what it's about. It's like someday everything will be gone and something new will happen, and there's something beautiful in that. Like, I have a lot of favorite places because we are traveling a lot and we have a lot of friends on the road, but it's after a tour it's always best to come home, and especially here in this house. And my favorite place is when I'm here, especially when Heta is there too. Maybe we can try to show you this.
Okay.
I don't know if this lens allows us to. It's probably very close up, but
it's very close up.
Yeah, but this is kind of where we sit. So this is our favorite place.
Right. Grab the camera again.
And what's going through my mind when I'm here, it's just a place of peace. We often thought we might move to another city. We love Berlin, we love Hamburg, and we love to just go somewhere else. But then after this crazy tour, we came home, and here in the city of Groningen, there's enough to do, but there's also enough not to do, and you can just come home and sit at home for a week and not be bothered at all, and that's great about this place too. So we can just be here together and chill out. Alright. Bye bye.
Bye.